Welcome to the IndeeLift Floor to Stand training video. The FTS family of products are safe patient handling tools that are designed to safely raise humans from the floor to a standing position or to anywhere in between. The IndeeLift Floor to Stand product family includes 3 models. The PPUS is a home residential model. The FTS 400 is a home and commercial model with a user capacity of 400 pounds or 180 kilograms. The FTS 500 is a commercial model with a user capacity of 500 pounds or 225 kilograms. Individual data sheets reflect the detailed specifications of each machine. This video utilizes the FTS 500 model to show the operating steps and procedures that are applicable to all FTS models. The FTS 500 is designed specifically for the professional healthcare setting. This appliance eliminates the need for manual patient lifting in acute care and post-acute care settings. It can safely and quickly lift a fallen person weighing up to 500 pounds from the floor to a seated height to enable them to transfer to a wheelchair, or for those who are ambulatory to raise them to a standing height so they can walk away with or without an assistive device. By lowering or raising the seat of the FTS 500, it can be used to transfer patients from a bed, wheelchair, commode, or wherever they may be seated, allowing for gravity-assisted lift-free transfers. The FTS 500 is also engineered to lift a standing patient to a safe height of up to 14 inches from the floor, so they can easily get onto an exam table or radiology treatment bed. The FTS 500 comes standard with 2 rechargeable lithium-ion battery packs and a charging unit. The charging is accomplished by plugging the charging unit's AC power cord into a standard AC wall power outlet and placing the lithium-ion battery in the charger. One battery should remain on the charging unit while the other battery powers the FTS 500. The battery system is shipped with minimally charged batteries for transportation safety. The initial use battery should be charged for at least 1 hour before extended use. The wired remote has easy-to-operate lever controls and a 10-foot retractable cord and is used to raise and lower the platform by pressing the lever up or down. The wired remote is generally stored on either of the transport handles of the FTS 500. The rise assist handles provide leverage for the seated party to scoot onto the lift, assist in the process of standing once they are up from the floor, or to provide a stable place for the patient to hold on to while being transferred or raised to a standing position. The arms can swing away from the platform as needed. They are also removable to allow for mount assistance or a direct transfer to a wheelchair or other destination. They are placed in the lower brackets for use as a seated lift and in the upper brackets for use as a standing lift. To insert a rise assist handle, push the lower end through the receiver bracket until the lower end bottoms out on the domed base. Then push firmly until it is seated and the lock pin is resting securely in the bracket. Safety belts are stowed on the FTS 500 in the 2 holsters located on each side of the lift column. The platform is 22 inches wide and has a beveled front to allow for easy slide-on access when used as a seated lift. It is 1.5 inches in height, making it easy to step onto when used as a standing lift. The FTS 500 has a small footprint, making it convenient to store at a nurse's station or equipment room. When stopped in its fully upright position, the wheels are off the ground, so no braking system is required. The operator stands behind the lift and places 1 foot on the stainless steel footpad at the rear of the unit and then gently tilt the FTS rearward by pulling the handles toward them. It can then be pushed or pulled to the desired location, similar to maneuvering a dolly. Raising the platform height to match the height of the operator provides a more comfortable transport if desired. It is also practical in many cases to pull the FTS from behind, allowing the operator the ability to open doors and traverse thresholds. Once the operator has arrived at the location of the fallen person, make sure there are no foreign objects below the seat platform before lowering the seat. Depress the remote lever downward until the platform is fully on the ground. Position the platform so that it is directly behind the patient's buttocks. Have the fallen person scoot backwards onto the seat platform, using the rise assist handles for leverage as necessary. The caregiver can provide assistance to the patient as needed, but no lifting of the patient is required. Once the patient is fully seated in the center and to the rear of the seat platform, have them place their hands on the rise assist handles and let them know you are about to raise the seat. When the patient is ready, press and hold the lever in the up position as indicated on the remote. As the seat rises, instruct the patient to walk their feet under them as they are lifted off the floor. Continue to hold the lever on the remote in the up position until the seat is at the desired height to either stand up or to transfer to another seated surface, such as a wheelchair. If the patient is ambulatory and able to stand up from a seated height, stop the seat at approximately 21 inches from the floor, which is about chair level. Ensure their feet are positioned properly for standing. The patient can then stand up with or without an assistive device to walk. If the patient is ambulatory but needs assistance to come to a full standing height, continue raising the platform until the patient comes to a full standing. They can then walk away with or without an assistive device as needed. This procedure is used for those patients who have difficulty scooting backwards onto the platform. Ensure the seat is in the full downward position, then remove one of the rise assist handles. With the fallen person laying on the floor, assist them into a side-lying position with their legs as far forward as possible to form an L shape. Place the IndeeLift so that the platform is facing the patient's lower legs and the rear edge of the platform is as close to the patient's buttocks as possible. Gently assist the patient to tilt up onto the platform while the patient uses their arms to help push themselves up until they are positioned on the center of the platform. If needed, assist the patient to be centered on the platform with their buttocks as far back as possible and their back resting on the frame of the IndeeLift. Replace the rise assist handle by lowering it back into position over the domed base, and the lock pin is resting securely in the bracket. Have the patient rest their arms on the rise assist handles. If needed, apply the safety belts. Let the patient know you're about to raise the seat. As the seat rises, instruct the patient to walk their feet under them as they are lifted off the floor. Continue to hold the lever on the remote in the up position until the seat is at the desired height to either stand up or to transfer to another seated surface, such as a wheelchair. If the patient is non-ambulatory and is to transfer to a wheelchair once they've been recovered from the floor, stop the platform seat by releasing the lever on the remote at approximately 21 inches from the floor. This height exceeds standard wheelchair seat height to allow for a gravity-assisted transfer. Position a wheelchair at the side of the IndeeLift that is the most convenient for the patient to transfer, and as close to the IndeeLift as possible. Engage the wheelchair brakes. Remove the rise assist handle or swing it away. Remove the wheelchair armrest on the side the patient will be transferring. If needed, raise the IndeeLift platform so that it is at least 1 to 2 inches above the seat of the wheelchair. This allows for a gravity-assisted transfer. When ready, the patient should reach for the armrest on the far side of the wheelchair and then scoots or slides onto the seat of the wheelchair. A transfer board may be utilized to assist with the transfer as deemed appropriate. Once the patient is in the wheelchair, replace the armrest. Once the patient is positioned safely in the wheelchair, disengage the brakes and move them away from the IndeeLift. Return the rise assist handle back into position on the IndeeLift. The FTS 500 includes 2 safety belt assemblies for use as a waist and chest belt to secure the fallen patient to the lift as needed. The safety belts are used for patients who are non-ambulatory, have minimal upper and/or lower extremity strength, limited trunk strength, or have a condition that causes significant mobility challenges, such as someone with paraplegia with no ability to move their legs, or a person with cerebral palsy who may need assistance in sitting upright on the IndeeLift when being lifted, or anyone with neuromuscular conditions that may limit their lower body strength or limit their ability to stay on the IndeeLift platform unassisted. The FTS 500 provides 2 sets of safety belt anchor points located at the top and bottom of each side of the column. To use the safety belt assemblies, each belt assembly includes 2 straps. The longer strap has a seat belt style buckle with a snap hook at the end. The shorter strap has a seat belt style clasp with a snap hook at the end. Each of the 2 straps, when buckled together, form a single safety belt assembly. Either assembly can be used as a chest belt or as a waist belt. To secure the belt to the patient at the waist level, the belt assemblies are attached to the lower belt anchor points. To secure the safety belt to the patient at chest level, the belt assemblies are attached to the upper belt anchor points. In addition to being used as standard waist and chest belts, they can also be used in different configurations, such as crossing the chest of the person being lifted by attaching one belt assembly to the upper right and lower left anchor points, and the other belt assembly to the upper left and lower right anchor points. Once the fallen individual is secured to the lift using the 2 belt assemblies, pull on each buckle's straps to ensure both belts are snug and secure before pressing the up button on the wired remote. As the seated person is being lifted, have them gradually move their feet and legs inward. Some individuals may need assistance to bring their feet and legs inward. Many patients are unable to negotiate sitting onto a high seat such as a radiology table and may not be able to step onto a stool to allow them to sit or lie down onto high surfaces required in many care facilities. The ability to get patients onto X-ray, imaging, or exam tables becomes problematic with many patients of a short stature, large frames, or simply due to weakness. Adding mobility challenges, injury, and disease to the mix makes it nearly impossible to serve many patients. The FTS 500 provides a safe and reliable method to raise patients weighing up to 500 pounds, those few inches necessary to be served by the care facility. Move the Rise Assist handles from the lower mounting brackets to the upper mounting brackets. Position the FTS 500 directly in front of the destination seat and remove or swing away the Rise Assist handle on the side the patient will be entering. With the platform in the lowest position, the patient steps up 1.5 inches onto the platform from the side and turns to face the IndeeLift column, holding onto the transport handles of the lift. The Rise Assist handle is moved back into place. The care provider then presses the control lever in the up direction on the wired remote to the required height, but no higher than 14 inches from the floor. The top of the platform should not be raised higher than 12 to 14 inches, marked on the lift by the top of the red line on the caution sticker. The patient can then reach back to the seat behind them and sit down. Reverse these steps to return the lift to floor level.